everyone, I'm back for another video and today I thought I would do my, apologies, belated project Use More Buy Less update. So I don't think I've done an update since my half yearly, so this will be 3 quarterly update. So 3/4 of the year is gone. I've kept a track of, well, not kept a track of in the moment, but with hindsight, written down everything that I bought. So I will tell you everything, how my budgeting is going for the year. Okay, so this will cover everything I have bought up to the end of September. It's currently the first week in October. So from the half yearly one, which I think I did in June, so it'll be June, July, August and September. This one I'll cover. So let's start with the makeup. So at the start of the year, I gave myself a £150 budget across the year to spend on makeup products. At the point of the last update, I had only spent 19p of that technically. And as it stands today, I still stand at 19p. I have not spent anything on makeup products at all. I think I've been doing a really good job of just using the things that I've already got and love. I've even got a few empties, which is like so rare for me because I own so much makeup. I've got a few empties which will be coming in a video soon. So really proud of myself on that one. I think I've done really well. Haven't even really been that tempted, although like I did say last time in the last video, my main sort of like period of the period where I'm most likely to be seduced by like makeup products and things is September to December, when all the sort of like holiday releases come out, and I'm just a sucker for it. They get me on the limited edition. So like I say, doesn't mean I'll end the year on 19p. In fact, I very much doubt that I'll end the year on 19p, but happy with my progress so far. Let's see how that carries on. Now, in terms of clothing and accessories, I allowed myself £300 for the year at the start of the project. And at the last check-in, which was a half yearly check-in, I had spent £76.29 of that £300 budget. Since then, life's gotten a bit hectic. I've been quite busy and I have not, admittedly, been keeping a track of things that I've bought, and I think I've, to my detriment, I've sort of just let things get on top of me. So I've only really just sat down now and retrospectively calculated all the things that I've bought and how much that's cost me. So I didn't know, I had no idea really. If you'd have asked me if I'd spent this much before I'd calculated it, I'd have at least halved it if I had to guess the amount. So that just shows you don't really know what you are actually spending until you do sit down and like carefully keep track. So that's the one lesson I've learned over these past few months. So what I have bought is, I spent £16 on a bag. That was for a wedding. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have bought the bag. I spent £36.73 on a Shein order. I know, shame on me. So I got 2 dresses, a pair of shoes and a bag for £36.73. How they do it, I'll never know. I spent £65.86 on some holiday clothes. So what I mean by holiday clothes is like summer, like beachy holiday clothes. So what I realised when we got to the summer is that a lot of my summer clothes I'd had for like a long time, a few years, they were getting like sort of like worn and needed replacing. So I it was planned for me to allow some spending on the like holiday clothing category. So I got a skirt and top cord and a play suit for £65.86, which I actually bought when I was on holiday and will not wear until my next beach holiday. So they've just like gone away for next summer. But I feel like that's like a worthy investment. I spent £74 on gym clothes. That was £59 on leggings. I know, shock, horror. And £15 on a top. £59 obviously is a lot to spend on gym leggings, but I really like them. I get my wear out of them. So as much as it is expensive, no regrets. And then coming to the end of the like time bracket, I spent £23 in Primark. I got 2 tops for £18 combined and a hat for a £5. So that's everything that I've bought that I've included in the budget. And just for info, full transparency, I did also spend £17 on a swimming costume, but that was one of the things that I excluded at the beginning of the project. So I've not included that in my total amount because it was planned for me to purchase a new one, and so I'm not including it in the overall budget. So with that said, that brings my total for this quarter £215.59. And when we add that to the total from the first quarter, the running total is £291.88. So I'm like basically almost at my £300 limit, aren't I? Which was a bit of a shock, I'll be honest. I didn't really think I'd spent that much, but I have. So yeah, £291.88 of the £300 has already been spent. So I've had a little bit of reflection. And I was thinking about why maybe I've spent that much when obviously that wasn't part of the plan. And I think there's two things that I didn't factor in when I was like budgeting. One of them was like weight fluctuations, which my weight fluctuates all the time. I'm just that type of person. Depending on like how my life is at any given time, my weight will fluctuate. So I didn't contemplate the concept that maybe some of the clothes I already owned might not fit. So I think that was partial reason for some of my purchases. And then the other thing I didn't factor in, like I said before, is I didn't factor in the fact that, particularly with my summer clothes, a lot of the things I already own I've had for a long time, like years and years and years. Because we don't really get typically we don't really get much of a summer here. But if you do wear your summer clothes, you're not really wearing them for long periods, and you're not like wearing them day in and day out. But it has been sort of getting warmer in the past few years, so I have been wearing them a bit more. And obviously started going on holiday again after COVID. So I've been getting out like the things that you would only wear on holiday, but even those things I've had for like over 5 years, maybe even like 10 years, things that I like to like put away and get out every year. They've just started to like show signs of like wear and tear and things like that. So obviously like some of those I've had to like get rid of. So I think I didn't envisage that being a thing as well. So I did have to buy some like some summery bits that were A, seasonally appropriate, and B, fitted me if my weight had like fluctuated up or down, like in most cases. So yeah, those are the things that I think I didn't foresee, and that's why I've spent so much. Also, the fact that I wasn't keeping on top of me spending, like writing things down as and when I was actually spending the money. That also, obviously, you just don't really have like a realistic idea of what you're actually spending. So if you'd have said to me, like, guess how much you've spent, I'd have probably said about 120, nowhere near 215. So that's something I've learned that I'll take going forward into the final 3 months of the year. But like I said last time, this is always the most challenging time of the year for me in terms of like fashion, because I love like cozy winter clothes. So those are all the things that I sort of tend to like lust after and want to buy. So I'm just going to try and get as much use out of things I already have in my wardrobe. I may alter some things that I already own if they don't fit properly, if I can make them fit, or if I can like change things to make it feel like newer, and not like I'm wearing the same old clothes, then I will. Oh, my mum will hopefully help me with that. But otherwise, you know, it looks like I've almost failed on the clothing side of things. I mean, I've got like £8, 18 or 12 or something left. So it's not looking likely that I'll stay within the £300 budget. Just knowing myself and knowing that like if I've got any like Christmas parties or anything like that, I tend to like buy at least one sort of new outfit. So possible solutions for moving forward. I think what I'll probably do is, because I've spent so little of my makeup budget, I will combine both budgets. So the total budget will go to £450 and I'll be on like, what, £292 something out of that £450. So that's my only, I'd still be within, hopefully, I really, really would like to still come within the whole budget for the year. The only other thing I could do as well is I could potentially sell some items that I already own, you know, things that you would maybe only wear on like a one-off, like things you would wear for special occasions, a wedding. I've got some like sequin things that I would have worn like at Christmas, but maybe could sell those and somebody else could wear it, and I could use the money that I get from that to boost my budget. That is a potential as well, but I'll be honest, whether I've got the energy to do that will very much depend on whether it actually comes to fruition or not. But I'll see how it go, and in the meantime just keep trying to like keep wearing the things that I own and feel good about them. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, but also not too disappointed, because I think it could very well have been worse. Like I hate to actually think when I didn't have any sort of goal, I hate to think what I was spending before that. It will have just been like ridiculous amounts. As I said in the last video as well, the issue is still the same. As you can see, I've still, with, you know, £59 gym leggings aside, I've still been sort of like leaning towards fast fashion, like really cheap brands, which obviously is not really the way that I want to go forward in the future. I think Primark and Shein's not my usual vibe, but because I've been a bit more wary of the budget, that's what I've been spending on. So I think once I get to the end of the year, hopefully still come in overall total under the 450 budget, then I will reassess what my goals are for next year and how I, you know, monitor not just the spending, but sort of the accrual of items and whether or not I'm using them, wearing them, things like that. If you've been doing anything similar, Let me know how you've been going in the comments below. I would love to hear. And if you've got any advice, tips for me, also leave them below. But otherwise, thanks for watching, everyone.